Morning, Loz. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, still froggy.
But like, you sound like you're always froggy.
Yeah, but no, lately it's been pretty bad last few weeks.
You need to get on
Last week was okay.
tea.
The week before was awful, and this week's pretty bad. I think this is almost worse than the week before when I took the antibiotics. But anyway, doesn't matter. This is what happens when you run yourself a bit thin.
You have to try some of my new favourite tea, and I say that.
Tea?
I don't say that lightly because we all know I'm a coffee addict and I've never liked herbal tea, but I stumbled across this tea that I am loving, and it's lemon and ginger.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, really
I know
good,
the one.
really good for the throat. And I've got some sitting on my desk. Maybe try it today.
Maybe I should, but once I'm off the air, it doesn't really matter, does it? I can just go
No, you have to
gravelly for the rest of the day.
Do
you know when it kicks
look
in?
after yourself.
It starts at about 9 or 10 at night when I get home. So I feel like it's an allergy, but a lot of people say, oh, if you're sick, then you always get funny as you get close to bedtime and then when you wake up in the morning. And it gets better as the morning goes on. That's the funny thing for me.
Yeah, that's usually how you can tell it's more of an allergy than a sickness. I
maybe.
always had something similar, and I don't know what it's called in medical terms, but I know what my mother called it.
What did she call it?
She called it night air.
Night air. Yeah, I think you're right.
I used to, at night and early in the morning, I would have like this cough.
Yeah.
When I was a kid. I've grown, obviously, since growing up, I've discovered that even though I grew out of it, I say with quotation marks, when I was a baby, I had asthma. Never had asthma my whole life that I have recollections of, but I used to get this night air, what my mum used to call it. But it wasn't like a I can't breathe cough. It was like a dry kind of, I don't know, weird cough.
Whenever I've been sick over the years with the flu or anything, like a proper, like a virus, this is not, I don't think it's a virus, but when I have been sick, nighttime is always the worst when you get home, and then the next day in the morning, or even if you are home, it always seems to be worse overnight. I reckon night air exists. I think it's something to do with it. I've often thought, is it because I'm like run down at night, or is it the air? And I reckon it's the air, especially in a place like Melbourne where it's cold, or even here it's cold at night.
So the doctor told my mum when I was a kid.
What did your doctor say?
So honestly, I'm sure there is an actual medical term
There
for
has to be
this.
some reason why we feel sicker as we come towards bedtime.
The doctor told my mum it was because, especially Melbourne, obviously we're not in Melbourne, but it was like the cold and the dryness.
Right.
So when we used to, I had lots of family, we've spoken about this plenty of times, up in Corowa, near Albury Wodonga, and when I used to go up there for summer, or even in winter, it was just, it wouldn't happen. It was like there was more moisture in the air.
Right.
But back in Melbourne, night air.
Okay.
Only certain times of the year.
Well,
So
maybe that's what it is. Who knows?
Then
But
I grew out of that
it's
and
just
got-
well known. Like it's almost within my family. Everyone just knows that colds are worse at night. Your
Well-
cold kicks in at night and in the morning, and then as the day goes on, you feel a little bit better. And my voice is obviously better than it was. You should have heard it in the morning. It was like, "Rrr," you know.
Well, for me, it was, I think once I kind of grew out of the night air, I kind of got hay fever.
Yeah.
And then I did get told once again, don't quote me on this, I did get told that the allergy for asthma, hay fever and eczema is actually the same allergy.
Right.
So sometimes you have all three or you have one. And I feel like through phases of my life, I've gone through, like, as a baby had asthma, as, you know, say primary school age, I would get eczema, and then as I got older, hay fever.
Well, this is definitely a tickle in the throat more so than the last one. But having said that, Bruce made a good point the other day, the boss here. He said that, you know, asthma and storms can cause all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And maybe, because I was feeling pretty good over the weekend, and I did work hard over the weekend, I must admit, maybe it being run down after a couple of days, it kicked in. But also, it kicked in just around the time of massive storm coming through.
Of course.
And I was elsewhere when the storm kicked in, and I spent 3 hours mopping the floor as the roof leaked where I was that particular day. And I came home and I was feeling okay, but I was crook by the next day. Now, there's an old wives' tale that says don't get cold or wet. I got wet. I had water dripping on my head with dirt and dust in it. And maybe that's it. But having said that, when I get home, these allergies kick in, and I'm still blaming my bed for being a bit that way.
Oh, that
Although
mattress.
last week, I was fine. And I was on that same mattress all last week, and I was fine. So weather-related events can cause allergies, and I am a hay fever sufferer. So I reckon that's what this is. It's some sort of hay
You
fever
also
thing.
may be running yourself a little ragged. Like every
Yeah, but
weekend
last
for the
week was
last...
fine.
But you've had, like, gigs on every weekend for how many... So maybe you just...
Since Henley on Todd.
Yeah, so maybe your voice just needs a little bit of a breaky break.
Oh, come on. I only yell at the juicy rump like all night for 3 hours and scream. But when I DJ'd at Gapview, they didn't have a microphone. And when I DJ'd at Uncle's, there wasn't a huge crowd there because no one's sort of expecting me yet, because it's a fairly new thing that we're doing there. And I had a microphone there, but I hardly used it. But, because it was more of an intimate crowd. You know how Uncle's has that kind of low ceiling? Yes. You feel like you're in a basement somewhere, even though you're on ground floor. But
That's true.
It's got that feeling. They've got a band playing before me this Saturday night there too. Now, it's Are You OK Day today.
I was about to say, well, I'm glad to know that you're okay.
Well, are you okay?
I'm okay.
Oh, look at you.
I've just shown everyone who doesn't know what it is.
Oh, my goodness, it's a donut.
It's a donut with an Are You OK,
It's a Krispy Kreme.
It's not a Krispy Kreme. This is
because we talked about that in our second ramble yesterday. Go on to the YouTube page and have a look.
We did. We were talking about donuts. Now, this is a local donut. This is from NT Bakery.
Yum.
When I got my coffee this morning, Darren gave it to me because it's an Are You OK donut. It's Are You OK Day.
Can you eat the Are You OK on the top of it?
He did confirm it is edible.
Yeah, I like those.
He said, he's assuming they're edible, and if there's any side effects, they won't kick in for about 30 years, so we should be right.
Okay, 30 years.
Yeah. So, and he reckons that's too long for him to be sued. So.
Well, lucky you.
I am kidding. They're 100% edible.
Yes.
Yes.
They're like an icing. They might have an icing,
yes.
but it's printed.
Don't you remember those stickers when you were a kid where you'd get cupcakes and they'd have like little Disney stickers? Oh, they were my favourite.
Yeah, I loved all that sort of stuff. There was a biscuit, I think I mentioned it before, called TikTok.
Yes, TikTok biscuits.
Yeah, and they had the clocks and,
I loved those. I loved when they were in my lunchbox.
Yeah, very nice indeed. I like that sort of thing. And there was also an Arnott's biscuit that had sprinkles on it, or hundreds and thousands.
They still have those.
Do they?
They're the little square with the pink icing and the sprinkles.
Oh, yeah. Love that too.
Yes.
Yeah, all of those memories. Oh, my goodness.
Love a good bicky. Well, if you want to get yourself some Are You OK edible, sweets, NT Bakery has a whole range.
Well, are you feeling better now that you've got that?
Yes.
Yeah. I played earlier in the show today a little piece, ran for about a minute, from the Are You OK website, which is areyook.org.au, I think, on the end of it.
Yes.
But if not, you'll find it. And it's really nice. It's just 1 minute and 15. It tells you about how to approach people, and also that Are You OK Day is every day.
Yes.
Which a lot of people said when Are You OK Day started, everyone was like, oh, yeah, but we should be like this every day. Well, you should be. And they're saying that too. Are You OK? Saying every day should be Are You OK Day. Because it's really important to be people around you, with their friends, work colleagues, family, support everyone.
Absolutely.
And ask them, and genuinely ask them. Don't just go, oh, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay.
And genuinely answer.
Yeah.
Because I find that everyone has that.
How you going? Yeah, good.
Yeah, blanket answer. Because let's be real, it depends on the situation, but 9 times out of 10 when you say to someone, hey, how you going, you don't expect them to go, well, actually.
Well, yesterday it was interesting because someone asked me how I was.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I'm a little bit sore, got a bit of a cold. And they said, oh, that's okay. They didn't even care.
Yeah, because they
didn't want my life story.
No,
obviously.
they just wanted you to go, yeah, good, and then keep walking.
Because normally I would just go, yeah, good, but I thought I'd trial it. I tried it out because I knew that Are You OK Day was coming.
Yeah.
Because they're doing a big morning tea and afternoon tea at the other place. I go and hang out.
Yeah.
And I just tried it on, and I was not surprised by the answer, because I haven't been feeling that well. I've got a bit of a sore foot as well at the moment. But anyway, and they just like, oh, yeah, how you going? I said, oh, I'm a bit sore and got a bit of a sore throat. Oh, yeah. But look, that could have been something to do with they're not listening or not understanding what I was saying.
And it also depends on who you talk to.
Yes,
and
there was someone who has poor English too, so maybe that was the other thing.
And also it's the relationship that you have with people, I think, as well. When you just out or whatnot, and I think when you go to say, how you going, you just expect a good and keep walking type of thing.
I think, I try to be kind of happy and fun most of the time, just fun loving and how you going? Yeah, good, But so that's the problem with Are You OK for me, because are people really going to share how they feel and how they're going? I
think it depends on the environment and the circumstances. Are they somewhere where you can sit down and have a chat and go, well, actually, I'm not? Or are you just walking and passing down the shops?
Well, 2 nights ago, one of the ladies there said that she wasn't feeling too good. And I said, well, what's going on? Is everything all right, And she said, oh, look, I'm just a bit tired, a bit run down. I said, okay, well, let me know if you want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I just left it at that.
Well, there you go. That's perfect. And that's, I think, how all of those situations should be handled, just so everyone knows that you're available, and it's up to them to come to you if they want to.
I'll tell you what's available in the news. Let's get to it. And our part 2 will be available exclusively around in an hour or so on our YouTube channel, which is Listen to Sun 969. Catch you then.